Hey, how you doing? Austin here. In this video, I want to talk to you about Shiba Inu, but I specifically want to just have a conversation with you and have a dialogue relative to, is Shiba Inu a good buy? Is it a crypto that you should get into? We're going to have that dialogue. We're going to kind of discuss the overall price points, opportunities downstream, Shiba rising with the overall market conditions rising as well. We'll also talk about some risks and things of that nature. So if you're thinking about getting into SHIB, and or you're thinking about adding to your position, this is the video for you. As always, thank you for your support of myself, my channel. I greatly appreciate you. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Also remember that in the description below, as well as in the top comment pinned below, is a link to my Patreon account. If you're interested, check those out. You can come over. I will give you individual help. I'll help you with a portfolio. Couldn't say portfolio. I'll help you with your portfolio, give you guidance on what cryptos are good to hold. You get access to my portfolio. You get access to buy and sell, trade alerts, and you just get more Austin. And who doesn't want that? Of course, I'm kidding there, but you do get access. All right, so let's talk about SHIB. And let's talk about SHIB in the context of, should you buy it or should you add to your position? Okay, so should you buy it or add to your position? Both those are the same side of the, they're different. They're already messed up there. They're different sides of the same coin. There you go. That's what I was trying to say. Drop in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Are you thinking about, are you a first-time buyer? Are you thinking about coming in initially, or are you thinking about adding to your position? Because that's really what this is about. And we can also talk about, should you sell or not. So here's the thing. If you're new to me, you should know that I'm a huge fan of SHIB. I've been with it since May is when I started covering it, which seems like a lifetime ago. And it actually has, in the context of everything that's evolved and the evolution of this particular token and everything we've gone through, the ups and the downs and all that kind of stuff. But I firmly believe that SHIB is a buy. Even at the current levels, and I've checked my price points, it's at 7,892 and change, depending upon when you're watching this video. And it's up about 4 or 5% in the last 24 hours, and it's up about 27 to 30% in the last 7 days. It's making a run right now based off of the overall market conditions, as well as there are some catalysts that are happening. We've had some new guidance come in from the dev team and the leadership team that's guiding us and showing us what's going to happen downstream, which we'll talk about. We've also had mentions of burns mechanisms being put into place, and we've had the overall, and we've also had discussion around Webull and getting in catalysts and getting added to various different exchanges and things like it, which are all going to drive opportunity. So with all that said, is Shiba Inu a good buy at the current level of 791 and change, depending upon when you're watching it? It's basically still the same conversation, whether or not you just moved up or down a little bit from where it's at right now. We are still pretty close to our lows for the last 6 weeks. Our lows, we spent a ton of time in the 6 range, okay? And we're not too far removed from that. You may look at it and go, oh my God, is it too late? No, of course not. In the grand scheme of things, to move from a 6 and change, in the millionth spot, where that 6 is in the millionth spot, to a 7 and change, maybe an 8 and change, depending upon when you're watching this video, is not a huge dramatic lift. It's about a 20%, 25%, 30% at the most gain, give or take, in that ballpark. And I think there's a tremendous amount more upside. If you look at everything that's in place and what's coming in the ecosystem that is Shiba Inu, there is a significant amount of opportunity for it to continue to go up. There is, and I'm not going to get all of them, but there's Shiba Swap, which has been deployed, developed. They're going to add almost 1,000 new pairings into that. They want to bring that many more pairings in. Each of those pairings brings a burn mechanism into place, by the way. There's an NFT marketplace they want to launch. There's an incubator for like an e-commerce scenario they want to launch. Obviously, there is Shibarium, Shiba Inu's own blockchain. There's so much opportunity and so much more that they want to do. This is much more than a meme coin or whatever stamp you want to try to put on it. It has evolved so much from when we started. I had no earthly idea that it was going to be evolve into this. By the way, I'm not being paid to create this content. By the way, nobody from Shiba Inu is paying me a penny to make this video. I make this because I'm a believer in SHIB and the overall environment, and I'm part of the SHIB army, and I'm here as a loud advocate of it, and I love covering this for you guys and bringing you guys information. Okay. So if you're trying to figure out, if you're on the outside looking in, I would tell you that it's not too late. there is upside opportunity. If you're sitting there and you've got some already and you're trying to figure out, should I buy more? It has to be the right choice for you. In both these situations, I would always tell you, don't put money into it that you can't afford to lose, because with any kind of investment, there comes risks. This is not investment advice, right? That's my disclaimer. There's any kind of risks. I mean, Bitcoin and Ethereum and the whole market could be dragged down dramatically overnight. It could happen. Just like the stock market could be dragged down overnight. It could happen. I think the odds are pretty low with that, but there comes an inherent amount of risk. And in that, you have to know that there is risk involved. So you have to have the right temperament to be okay with that risk factor. And I would tell you that Shiba Inu is more risky than putting money into Ethereum. It is. I'm a huge fan of Ethereum as well. I own a bunch. Ethereum is my largest holding. But what I'm trying to get to you, and by the way, Ethereum is going to do well. I'm going to make money because it's going to rise. But the overall opportunity, because of how much money I can put into SHIB and how many tokens I get, 200 million or 400 million or a billion or whatever you buy in at, or how many you get, you can just simply get more with less investment, right? Less, because it's 791 millionths of a dollar compared to $3,200 for one Ethereum. You get my point. Okay. So, but I think both are part of a portfolio. If you have the risk tolerance for SHIB to be there. I have a lot of people in my private community that are significantly high investments in SHIB. And I'm always advising them, hey, look, diversify a little bit, get some other ones, right? So should you buy, if it's the right investment for you, and if you're looking for a stable, if you will, meme currency, which I still hate that term, but I think that's the term that most people kind of resonate. A community coin, call it that is evolving into so much more. Then I think it's a very relevant, good opportunity. I think they're doing the right things to address downstream opportunity with everything that I mentioned earlier. That's in the plan, the phase plans that are coming, Shibarium, et cetera, and all the other things that they're talking about. The burn mechanisms that they're looking at, they are being responsive to the community. All of that is in play, and I think that at the end of the day, they do have the community's best interest in mind. The dev team is not always going to be able to appease every single holder. Just not going to happen. But I think overall we are moving forward, and I think there's a tremendous amount of downstream opportunity. Now, for those of you guys who are going to drop in the comments and ask me about price predictions and all that kind of stuff, where's it going to be? When's it going to be a penny? Is it going to be a penny by the end of the year? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, the holy grail of kind of price point for SHIB is 1 penny. If we get to a penny, there will be multimillionaires minted. Okay. I'm going to tell you straight up, I have no idea when we're going to get there. And anybody who does tell you when we're going to get there, they're full of it. Okay. But for us to get there, we have to execute on every single thing that's in the downstream, plan to accomplish. Everything that I've laid out in previous videos, everything, like Shibarium and all the other thing, and everything they're talking about doing, we have to execute on. Oh, by the way, the tokenomics are pretty hard against that. It's a multi-year deal, 4 or 5 years plus for us to get to a penny, just because of how many tokens there are. The burn mechanisms are going to help with that, but it's going to take time. And by the way, still may not get there to a penny. Oh my God, he just said that. Well, don't number one, don't flame me in the comments and don't dislike my video because I said that. I'm trying to be honest with you guys and shoot straight with you. Is it a possibility? Hell yeah, it's a possibility. But there's a lot of things that have to happen. Oh, there's one of the dogs. You can hear her. That's Bella. That's one of my little Australian shepherds. Somebody must be walking by the house. they're pit bulls and guard dogs of the house, and they're little tiny Australian shepherds. My point to you is, even if we don't get to a penny, there's still a massive amount of money being made if we move up only a couple of zeros. Okay, there's still massive opportunities, and I would always bring you back to that. Okay, and if we do happen to get to a penny at some point in the next 3 or 4 or 5 years or whatever it is, then absolutely fantastic. But I look at it from how can I get 20, 30, 40, 50% gains? I think all of that is insanely doable with this particular token. Again, not investment advice. Do your own due diligence. That's how I look at it for me, for my investment. And I think it's going to take time. It's going to go into the remainder of 21 and into 22. We have to have the overall market conditions riding in our direction, and we have to have the continued catalyst for SHIB. Then I think we will. We have to continue to have continue to add holders every single day, which we are. We have to continue to get media exposure, which we are. All of those things add up to, I believe, an opportunity for SHIB. Period. End of story. So to sum up, if you're thinking about buying, I think it's a good investment. If you're thinking about adding, I think it's a good investment. If it's right for you, if you can afford to do it, don't not pay the rent. Don't, yes, I realize it's a double negative. Don't not pay the mortgage. Don't take kids to college fund, whatever. Put money into it that you can afford to lose. I have people in my private Patreon membership group that like put $50 every weekend. Every week they put $50. Okay, that's cool. That's not a bad idea, as long as it's $50 that they can afford to relatively lose. And I'm not saying that in a bad way against SHIB. I'm saying that only to kind of be the voice of reason in the proverbial room, right? The old guy in the room. I'm going to end on that note. Thank you truly for your support of myself, my channel, my videos. Thanks for giving me a voice in this crazy crypto world here on YouTube. I'll see you later. Take it easy. Bye.